Okay, we have University of North Carolina head coach Roy Williams. Once again, just raise your hand. We'll come bring a microphone to you. Just give us your name, outlet, and your question. We will start way in the back with Michael, and then we'll go to row 4 here.
Thanks, Coach. Michael Luongo, AP Broadcast. You've been to this level so many times at different points of your career. Is it still special for you, and for what reasons?
There's no question it's extremely special, especially when you say you've been through this so many times. It sounds like I'm getting even older than I think I am. But each and every year you start out late September now, early October, big-time dreams and goals for your team, and you try to share them with them. You have short-term goals, you have long-range goals, and those dreams that you have sometimes become more reality the closer you get. And so I get excited about it. I love the NCAA tournament, the pageantry of it, the suspense. When you're a really good team, and we've had some of those in the past, and you go home really early, that's not as much fun. But the NBA, they get 3 out of 5, 5 out of 7. Generally speaking, the best team always wins, but that doesn't happen in our game, and that's okay, because that's what makes it so exciting. And but no, I really do think for this time for me, this is my favorite time of the year, other than those first 3 or 4 weeks when you're just trying to put that team together. And then one of the other thrills is a day like today, we get to come and talk to the media for an hour and a half and only get 50 minutes practice. I mean, Jesus Christ, what else can you need?
We'll go to 4th row here at the end. Go ahead.
Oh, thank you. Roy, it's Mark Bradley from the Atlanta Journal. Not to dwell on the other side of March, but it's been, 7 years since North Carolina's been to the Final Four. Most places, that's no big deal.
Yeah.
North Carolina, it's the second longest gap in like 50 years. Is that, given
Really?
that you're, yeah, I think so. Given that you're Carolina and given that you're #1 seed and your fans expect a lot,
Yeah.
Does the pressure ratchet up every step further in the tournament you take?
Not really for me, because I've been around, as you said, Mark, like I said, a long time, so I'm more used to that part of it. But you can't let other people's expectations and what their thoughts and plans are change the way you think. I put more pressure on me in any 1 minute than anybody else can put on me in a week. But for us, we try every year to start to do the best thing you possibly can. I remember the reason I said that, question your 50 years, I was trying to count up here, but I remember I was at Kansas, and all of a sudden in '91 we're in the Final Four. And Coach Smith said, man, it's been a long time, because the last time that I'd been to the Final Four was with him in '82. So we went from '82 to '91, and that was a long time for 2 old guys. I wasn't quite as old then, and my hair was black then, but so was yours. And what we have to do is we just have to do it every year and coach and do the best you can and not get too caught up in what other people are saying. Sometimes you have some breaks that really go your way, whether it's in recruiting or somebody getting hurt or not getting hurt, guys developing. But I can assure you that when we started the year, we weren't thinking about last year. And when I'm up here today, I'm not thinking about last year at all. We're trying to do what we can with this team.
We'll go 2 more in the back, and then we'll come to the front. So start with Dana in the back row.
Dana O'Neill with ESPN. Roy, because of the star power on your team, Joel might fly a little under the radar in terms of appreciation, but how critical has he been for you this season and especially in this game tomorrow?
He has been critical. Joel Berry's been, everybody could make a case for different people, but I'd have to say that he's been our most consistent. Got a hitch in my shoulder this morning. I would have to say that he's been our most consistent player all year long. The star power, Marcus or Bryce, they still had some things to prove themselves, but he had a freshman year where he was hurt, never did really get rolling, growing muscle here, something else there. He worked his tail off in the off season, and I think he's seeing the fruits of that labor right now. But you look down, and it's been a pretty consistent go for him, and hopefully he'll keep that going for a long, long time.
Yep, 5th row. Raise your hand real quick. Okay, go ahead.
Roy, your team relies on the 3-ball less than any other team in the Sweet 16, but your offense is as efficient as it's been since the last time you won the title. Do you think not relying on the 3-ball is a better offensive strategy?
I don't think you can say what is the best. It's the best for my team right now. I definitely thought it was the best. I think in '09 we had great balance. We made a lot of threes. We had Wayne Ellington, Ty Lawson, Danny Green, Tyler Hansbrough could make some of them, but we also had the big rascal inside who fouled out a bunch of people. I think Tyler Hansbrough made more free throws than anybody in the history of college basketball. So the balance is what I've always liked to have. We haven't been able to shoot it as effectively this year as I thought we would. You know, and after about 10 games, all the local guys said, boy, you're shooting so much better this year. And, you know, then they stopped asking that question. But for us, I do want balance. I think having balance is the best way. But the last game we played was one of the things that sort of solidifies what one of the biggest beliefs I have is at the end of the game, I hope that I'm playing against the other team and they don't have all their players on the court because of foul trouble. You don't get teams in foul trouble too much shooting 35 threes in a game. So we played Providence the other day, and Chris Dunn missed 9 minutes in the first half, and Bento fouled out at the end, so that gave us a better chance. In 2005, we won it, and Sean May fouled out Illinois' entire front line just about. And as I said, in 09, when we won it, Tyler fouled out just about everybody. So I lean towards starting inside first. But I do think that you got to have a great balance. But for me, inside first is best. If you look at teams that win national championship, I think there's more teams that have won national championships with an inside first outlook than there have been with teams that shoot 35 threes. But that's just my opinion.
All right, here in the third row, we got Ed. Yep, go ahead.
Roy, Ed Barkowitz, Daily News, Philadelphia. There's a lot of history in Philadelphia with the NCAA tournament, certainly 81.
Mm-hmm.
What is your recollection of that, and how unusual, can you describe how unusual that day must have been?
Well, you know, my recollection is not of much because I was about the 73rd coach on that staff. There were only 3 of us, but I was third, there's no question. And all the communication was going through Coach Smith and our athletic director, and as it should have. But what I remember is that it was just a normal day trying to get ready to play for a national championship, which is not a normal day, I understand that. But we were trying to get ready, and then all of a sudden the tragedy happened with President Reagan. And we're coming to the game acting like it's just a normal game. We had our pregame meal at the regular time we came over, but yet everybody knew in the back of our mind that, hey, we may not play this. You know, what's the right thing to do? And it was sort of out of our hands, which I was glad. I wanted some people that had greater access to the proper information making those choices. So I do remember us being outside in the hallway, outside the locker room, and all of a sudden, and it was 35 years ago, or how long it was either C.M. Newton or Dave Gavitt came and got Coach Smith, and he and Coach Knight, and they went and talked, and Coach came back and says, the president, it looks like it's going to be okay, and we're going to play. And after that moment, other than the moment of silence that I think we had before the game, there was not much about the president at that time. We were just also thankful that he was in good shape.
Yep, back in the fifth row, go ahead.
Greg Logan of Newsday. Roy, can you just describe how Marcus Paige has evolved over the course of this season to be playing as well as he is now?
Marcus is a young man who's multi-talented in every phase of his life. I mean, he does so many things on the basketball court. He's academic All-American, his best leader, one of the greatest true student athletes I've ever been around on the basketball court. His freshman year, he came in thinking he was going to back up Kendall Marshall and play with him a little bit, and probably going to get 15 minutes a game, and all of a sudden Kendall was the 13th pick by Phoenix, and so now I hand him the ball and he played 32 minutes a game. And it was a rude awakening for him, but yet he fought and gotten better and better as the season went along. Then as a sophomore, we had thought Reggie Bullock would be coming back, and then PJ, we lost him as well, and now Marcus has got to do so much, so now he's a big-time scorer, averaged 17 a game for us. And during that whole time period, he was probably our best defensive perimeter player too. And last year he played the whole year and he was hurt. And then this year he came in with such great expectations. He got off to a great start. Then he gets hurt, misses the first 6 games, and the ball just hadn't gone in the basket for him. But even in that time period when the ball hadn't gone in the basket, he's been fantastic defensively, still continued to be a great leader, and has really helped the team in so many ways. And his reputation, or better term is his respect that the other coaches have for him, has helped him. I mean, remember we play in Virginia Tech and Marcus goes this way and Justin Jackson starts going the other way, and both defenders go with Marcus, and we throw the ball to Justin Jackson, he lays it up. And so he does do so many different things for us, and I can't put a value on it just by looking at his points or his steals or his assists or anything, because he's the leader of the team.
Here in second row, Adam, and then Josh.
Hey, Coach. Adam Zagoy from SNY. How you doing?
Good, Adam.
Just your thoughts on the new NBA draft rules. There's been a lot of talk about it, how it might help some of your players. And did you have any reaction to Coach Calipari saying he's going to put his whole team, even the walk-ons, into the draft?
I do think it's something that's going to help us. What I've always wanted is something that would really help the young men make a better decision. That's period, the end. And I mean, I'll surprise everybody in here. Since 2004 or whatever it was, North Carolina's had more guys leave early than anybody in our league. And everybody acts like that old Roy puts handcuffs on them and keeps them around. We've had more guys leave early than anybody in our league. I'm not against guys leaving early, but I'm really in favor of them getting the best information they can possibly get. And I think this will give them a better opportunity if we can get the NBA to be truthful with them, and if we can get the kids, the families, their circle to believe the NBA as opposed to the agents. And, you know, because all of us have had guys say, well, you're going to be a first-round choice. And that's not always true, the information they're getting. So I love that part of it. I've been involved just a little bit with some discussions with the NBA people, and I think that they have the same goal in mind as we do, is allow them to make proper decisions and allow the NBA to make proper decisions. About Cal, you know, Cal's funny. Cal's a buddy of mine, Jimmy to Christmas, but he's out in left field sometimes. And, get ready. He may say something else this afternoon. He's going to shock everybody, but he's entitled to a great opinion, and I don't see that there's anything wrong with that. You know, people say, well, he only recruits a certain guys. Well, he recruits the same guys I do. He just gets them, that kind of thing. But I haven't seen all the statements. I've had people say some things just like you did right there. But, I would really start worrying myself. I will really start getting worried if John applies for the draft himself. Okay, so as long as he doesn't do that, I'm okay.
Coach Bray said he was going to apply for the job.
Mike was. I've seen both those guys play. They did. We're safe.
Stay in the second row, Josh.
Josh Newman, Asbury Park Press. Going back to the Indiana-Carolina thing, obviously it's a historically significant matchup given 1981, given 1984. Is it at all important to you that your current players know the history and have a healthy respect for the history?
Maybe it is, but I don't know. I haven't shared with them any of those things. I mean, my guys, they don't, 10 years ago, my guys thought Michael Jordan invented the game. Now they don't even know who Michael Jordan is. If it went for the Haynes commercials, and I'm going to call him and leave him a message, tell him I said that today. But kids are in today's times. If I were to talk to them about 81 and 84, guys, I think I may have a coach. No, I have a coach that wasn't even born then. I don't know that my guys understand that, and it's maybe I'm wrong, but I'm not talking about that to them. I'm talking about this team, this year, how they've played, how they've gotten better, how they need to get better. But the historical significance of game comes more for us, more for you guys, and more for our readers. It doesn't come a lot for the 17, 18, 19, 20-year-olds. Now, some kids are more serious about it than others, but, if I tell them I had black hair in 1981, they think it's when the rocks cooled, so I don't deal with that very much. And it could be wrong, but that's the way I'm dealing with it.
We'll go way in the back at the end there. Yep, go ahead.
Hey, Roy, Mark Armstrong, ABC 11. We were asking players and coaches about superstitions, and they all pointed at you as the guy in that department. Can you shine any light on some of the things you need to do on game day or otherwise?
It's vastly overrated, okay, but if it's okay, I'm going to try to do everything I can, what I'm responsible for. There's a chance that I might wear the same suit that I wore against the team that when we beat them. If they beat us, I've put it out for the mailman to see if he can give it to somebody. I do have a routine that I go through a lot. But, guys, if you wanted all my superstitions, hell, I ain't even going to get to go to practice, so I've got a few of them. But I have yet to see any of those superstitions win a game, but it certainly makes me pass the time and make me feel like I'm doing the best I can do.
Here in the front with Zach.
Zach Drapkin, Vavel.com. Marcus touched on this a little bit earlier. What's your plan for matchups in the defensive backcourt and guarding Yogi Ferrell?
Haven't talked about it yet. We'll give them the matchups when I write the names up in the locker room for the game. We're coaching, so everybody on the perimeter knows they're going to have to guard Yogi, know they're going to have to guard Troy. find out as much as you can about those guys, but we'll make the matchups in the locker room before the game.
We'll go back to Michael.
I was going to ask, what's the key change or challenge against them, either defending them or against what you have to do against them offensively when you look at Indiana?
Well, a little bit of both, which sounds is good for their team, you know, because Tom's done a great job. They're effective both ends of the court. You have to cover the three-point shot. They make 9.8 per game. I think we make less than 5. We've got to get out and try to cut their percentage down. They're going to shoot a lot of threes. Yogi gives them so much threat with his penetration and pitching that they're going to get some threes. Troy attacks the basket as well. Almost everybody on their team shoots three. I mean, Thomas Bryant, I think, shot 14 of them himself. So we have to do that. So we're worried about their offense, but defensively, we know they do a good job of walling the guy inside. They trap when they want to. They jam when they want to. So it's a two-pronged thing. But you think about it this way: if you get to the Sweet 16, the other team's pretty doggone good. So you can't just say, guys, if we do this, they can't beat us. That doesn't happen at this level. So we've got to try to play a complete game. But we need to get some of our shots to fall in and need to hopefully get them to shoot a less percentage than they normally do.
We'll do last question over here. Go ahead, first row.
Aaron Cousins with Penn Live. Roy, you were just talking about how you had a lot of players leave early, more players than anybody in the ACC leave early. What does it mean to you that you have a team with some veterans, and do you think maybe it's good for the sport that both you and Indiana have some seniors?
Well, I can't speak for Tom's guys, but, you know, there's nobody beating the door down for our guys to go to the NBA draft. I mean, you know, it's if you want to go to the prom, somebody else has got to want to go with you. And our guys are very good basketball players who I think have a chance to play basketball for a living. But last year there was nobody on my team that the NBA or the evaluation people say we're going to be a lottery pick. You know, so good news and bad news. You know, some coaches, they don't like it when all their guys come back. You know, I like it. Mine came back this year because I like coaching them. They're good kids, and someone like Bryce, I think, has gotten better and better and better. Everybody would take talent. I mean, it's like I said, the question down here. I recruit the same guys Cal recruits, you know, and Mike, and those guys have gotten more of the one and dones the last 2 or 3 years. I recruit those same guys. I would like a mix of a couple of guys that are the best players. I don't care who you are, how ugly you are, whatever, you're the best player. But then I'd like some of those guys that stay around that I can even develop a better relationship with. But for us, everybody wants talent. Experience would be second. But I've said this, you know what you really want is you really want experienced talent. In 2009, we had Tyler Hansbrough, Wayne Ellington, Ty Lawson, and Danny Green. Those guys came back. All of those guys could have left. Now, that was a lot of fun that time.
Okay.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Coach.